Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. Today, like I said yesterday, we are checking out how to create a Spigot server, but this time we're checking out how you can create a 1.9 or a 1.9.2 or a 1.9.4 server. Yay! Right, versions of Minecraft go so quickly up. We're almost at 1.15, but people still requested all the Minecraft version tutorials, so that's what we're doing today. We first, again, need this. We need Git for Windows. Just download this, install it. You're good to go. Once you install and download that, you're going to create a folder on your desktop called BuildTools. It can be named whatever you want, but I recommend naming it BuildTools. And you're going to click the second link in the description, which will download this jar for you. This jar is the BuildTools.jar. What this does is it's going to build Spigot. Any downloads of Spigot anywhere else on the internet is illegal. You can only get Spigot from this jar file. So, what you want to do is you want to download Git first, then download BuildTools and put it in your folder. Right-click and click Git bash here. I'm going to make this full screen so it's a little easier to see. This is what you have to type. You have to type Java -jar, space -jar, BuildTools.jar, if that's what this is named. Remember, that must match whatever this jar name is here. And if you, here's a quick tip to say. Click this little arrow that says expand the ribbon, go to view, and click file name extensions. Because right now it's just going to say BuildTools. Click this. We're going to use that later on as well. So make sure file name extensions right here is clicked on. Then you can see the .jar. Then, after this, you're going to type --rev, which is going to be where we're going to set our version. Now, your version, depending on what type of Minecraft you want to do, can either be 1.9, 1.9.2, or 1.9.4. Any of these work. For my example, I'm just going to do plain 1.9. Then click enter. If you get an error doing this, post the error down in the comments, and I'll be happy to help you out. Or you can join Discord and get even faster support. A lot of users last time said, hey, this thing is saying it needs more RAM. Just copy the command it says, and it will work perfectly fine. You don't have to ask us for that. It's shown right here if it errors. Now, if it asks you to log in, create an account and log in. 99% of the time, it does not. It's an optional thing, so you don't normally have to log in. You shouldn't have a problem. This is going to take a while. This could take quite a while. This will take a very long time, actually, up to 25 minutes for this one thing to work. I know, a long time, right? It does take some time, so it's going to start building over here. In the meantime, we're going to create a new folder on our desktop, and we're going to name it server, or if you want to name it server 1.14, 1.9, 1.10, whatever version you're using, you can go ahead and create a folder for it. Inside this folder, you're going to either download the third link in the description, which is your Start.bat file, or you're going to create one yourself. We're going to go through creating one yourself, so in order to do this, make sure that the view file name extensions is on, and I recommend using Notepad++. If you don't have Notepad++, you can use Word or Word Doc or whatever you call it here on default Windows. So you're going to right-click, you're going to press New, and you're going to press Text Document. Now that we have the .text at the end, it doesn't matter what you named before, but I normally name it Start, and then we're going to replace the .text, because you can see that now, with .bat, and press Enter, and it's going to say, if you change this file, if you change the file name extension, the file may become unusable, and you're going to click Yes. Then it's going to turn into this little gear icon here, and you're going to right-click this, and you're going to click Edit with Notepad++. Now, if you don't have Notepad++, just right-click and press Edit, press Open, and it will not work. That's the thing. So, either press Open With, which would appear right under here, or you can press Edit, and it will open using a different program. By default, it is Notepad right here. You can see it opened. If you right-click and press Edit, it's going to say Notepad. Or if you right-click and edit with Notepad++. We'll do it in Notepad because this is probably what most of you are using. Then you're going to type or copy, well, the easiest way to do it is copy what I have here from the description of the video. So you're going to copy this. This is, you can get rid of the Start.bat text and just start with the echo off here. The title right here is just the title of your menu up here. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to name it tutorial-1 or something. You're going to leave this I really know what I'm doing, I swear thing, because that just gets rid of a 10-second warning message. Then you have here, which is your RAM of the server. Right now it's half a gigabyte of RAM. If you want it to be a full gigabyte, just type 1000 here with the M. That will designate 1 gigabyte of your computer's memory to running the server. Then here is where your Spigot jar name is. If we're making it Spigot 1.9, we'll just name it Spigot 1.9 here. Ignore this final line down here. I'm an idiot and kept copying them, pasting that. then you can leave the rest of this, and I'll explain what it does later on. So, let's do this. Once you are done with that, you're going to leave this in your folder, and you're just going to leave it here. You don't need anything else. If you try to start it right now, it's just going to give you an error saying, I'm unable to access this jar file because it doesn't actually exist yet. That's what we are creating here. So we're actually creating build tools and Spigot and everything about it. So if you open up your build tools folder again, you can see all this stuff is being worked on. You're going to leave this. This could take up to 20 minutes depending on your computer and your internet connection. Sometimes it can take more. It's building CraftBucket, Minecraft, and Spigot all in the same place and combining them together to create you a Spigot jar. Pretty useful, right? I think so myself. So it's quite easy to use. It's download and drop. It's quite easy to use once you install it. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know in the comments. Do not download these files anywhere else on the internet. They could be viruses. Don't go to like GetSpigot or GetBucket.org. Those are outdated files. They're illegal to download and all of this stuff. Just download it from official build tools. Now this will take a little while. It will take quite a while actually. Like I've said for the 5th time. I've recorded this video like 3 times because I have the 1.8 video, the 1.14 video, the 1.13 video, all of these videos, and I'm just getting tired of talking about the same thing over and over again. If you want to build a different version of your Minecraft server, just look up on our channel and you can figure out which server version you would like to install, and we'll be happy. We'll probably have a video on it because that's how most of our videos on this channel are made. It's pretty easy, right? Again, here's a warning with using any jars from the internet. They could have anything. So, you can see here, it's resetting server, Spigot server to CraftBucket. And it's going to say no, it's going to have some errors around here. Just ignore it. If you have an error, it's going to tell you what's wrong. And you can fix, normally it's just a quick fix. You don't need anything. It's quite easy to fix. It's just a drag and drop thing. No big deal with that. So you don't really need to worry about that. You just follow. If you do get an error, feel free to post it in the comments and I respond to you pretty quickly on fixing it. Now, make sure, if you are running Spigot, make sure you have the plugins, because I know probably why you're getting Spigot is you want to run plugins. If you're running plugins on your Spigot server, make sure they're for the version of your server. Now, in this example, we're using 1.9. But if a plugin's built for 1.14, it's not going to work on a 1.9 server. So make sure to use the correct version. Now I'm going to open up Minecraft because we're almost ready to getting started here. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can connect to your server if you're not using, let's say, you're not using, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say here. I'm tired. I had a long day today. Saying you're not using, let's say, your friends want to connect or something. That's what I meant to say. This is how you can tell I'm exhausted, everyone, is because I haven't responded in, I haven't, been up in a while. Now, I'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to start at Minecraft, but you can see our Spigot 1.9 jar here is finished. You can close this window now. You're just going to drag the Spigot 1.9 jar into your server folder, right-click on the Spigot 1.9 jar, rename it Spigot 1.9. Just like that. Now, if you double-click your Start.bat file, remember this is what it's named in our Start.bat, it's actually going to say loading libraries, please wait. First time it does this, it's going to crash. It's going to say press Y to restart. Go into your lula.txt here, you can open it up with Notepad or Notepad++, and change it to true. Because this is saying you agree to this license agreement and you're willing to wait your server. Press Y or whatever you want, relaunch it something, and it's going to say loading libraries, please wait. Now, while this loads up, it's going to create all the files in here, like your band players, your plugins folder, and everything else you need, your server.properties, all of that's loaded up in here. Once it says done here, you are good to join, and I'll tell you how to join in a moment. Let me just make one thing clear. Please note that if you get errors when starting your Minecraft server, like bind or port failed to bind and stuff, that means something's already running on that port on your server. Just restart your computer. The port will most likely be empty when you restart, and then you can just launch it again. Now, we're going to go into Minecraft now, and in order to connect, you're going to just type in or add a server or direct connect to localhost. This will allow you to connect to your Spigot. I launched 1.7.10, not 1.9. But you can see our server was successfully up there. Now, while I go ahead and relaunch Minecraft with 1.9, not 1.7, let me talk a little bit about how you can get your friends to join your server. In order to get your friends to join your server, you're going to need to port forward. Port forwarding is where you go into your router controls and change your IP address, or change your settings so you allow your port of your server out of your computer, which is 25565 by default. Now, if you don't want to do this, you need to get an external host. Like, we recommend KyraHosting. Their link is down in the description. You pay per month, but they do all that setup for you. Now, here we are. We are inside our Minecraft 1.9 server. We have successfully joined. If we open up our console, you can see we have logged in. We can op ourselves. We can give ourselves creative mode. All those good things, taking inventory. Everything works. If we chat in game, it's going to appear in console. And if we do /PL and /version, you can see we are checking versions. So you may say I'm like 14,000 versions behind because I'm only on 1.9 and the newest is 1.14. But it's pretty easy, right? To download and install, all of that stuff. Plugins can be just dragged and dropped, and they'll enable on startup. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the description and comments below. I'll be happy to help you with that. In terms of port forwarding, look on the back of your router that your ISP, Internet Service Provider, provides. This is how you get your internet, like Wi-Fi and Ethernet. If you want to open port this, the login is most likely on the back of the router on a little sticky. It's going to say a URL, which is like 192.168.0.1 or something, and you're going to go to this in your browser. Once you're in your browser on this, you're going to type in the password which it gives you, and you're going to go to the firewall and let port connections with the port 25565 through. If you want a tutorial on this, please let me know in the comments. We are planning to make one, but everybody's router is different, so your router is going to be completely different from my router. So make sure to keep an eye out. If you need to, there's thousands of tutorials online on how to port forward on your router. There's thousands of them. So if you have questions about that, just go online, search how to port forward with your router's name, and it will go ahead and pop up for you pretty easily. Again, if you have any questions, let me know on Discord. That's our fastest way of communication. If you aren't on Discord, make sure to leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to respond to you. This is our #1 series on the channel, so I hope these videos do well as well. And if you want plugins, make sure to check out R40 and download our app, where you can get these videos every single day, get notifications for them, and everything else. Thank you so much for watching today's video, everybody. My name is Noodles. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Goodbye.